Peter, we're at the end of week 2 of pre-season. Talk to us how week 2's gone.
It's been really good, really good. The weather's been good to us, and it tends to be this time of year everyone's happy. The training level hasn't ramped up enough for too many injuries to be apparent. It's been really good. We started doing some rugby this week, and the players have applied themselves brilliantly and picked up a lot of, even though we got some new players, picked up on what we did last year and running with it. So it's really good, really positive. Everyone, certainly amongst the staff, is really pleased with the week's efforts.
I don't know if you've seen the weather forecast for next week, but it's supposed to be touching 30, 31, 32 degrees. Do you have to bear that in mind before you prep for next week?
Yes, certainly. That will be taken into consideration. It tends to be in the afternoons are pretty hot, so what we do in those times, we might have to get some of the hard work done early in the morning. But no, I think for everyone, when the sun's out, everyone tends to be relatively happy, so long may it continue.
Now, you retired, I think, about 5 years ago now. How's pre-season changed? I mean, a lot of talk about analysis, computer analysis, data. I mean, how's it changed since you retired?
Well, it's certainly more enjoyable now that I'm not having to, run up hills every morning. We actually had the squad in Richmond Park yesterday morning running hill sprints, and it brings back great memories. I did that as a player. Probably not great memories at the time, but looking back, it was good. But no, I think from a coaching perspective, sometimes it's frustrating. I'd want to probably take part in a lot of the fitness. Now you're out of it, always keen to get back, and of course I'd love to be a rugby player today, but unable to do so. So from a coaching perspective, there's a lot of planning. Planning for the season, seeing our schedule, our fixture list, and dealing with the rugby stuff. It's very different, but equally as enjoyable.
We've got a lot of guys remaining from last season, but a few new boys joined this season. How are they fitting in?
Excellently, across the board. Davey Young turned up this week. Seems like a really good guy. Certainly from a back's perspective, Drew Locke's come in and made instant impact. He's winning all the fitness tests and all the running stuff. Looks like a really good athlete. Really pleased. Across the board, the quality looks excellent. Like I say, from a rugby perspective, fitness perspective, everything looks very positive.
And I know we're only in June at the moment, but the fixture list is out. We've got Moseley first up, and then we head to Ealing, who have just come up. And then Bedford and Yorkshire. What are your thoughts on the first few games of the season?
Well, we'll be saving a few, Bob, on bus trips, certainly in the first few weeks. 2 home games to start us off, in the first 3, and only a trip up the road to Ealing. So 3 local games for us. We make up for the travel, I think, in the weeks after that, but no, really pleased to start at home. We started with Rotherham here last year and got a good win, and that really enabled us to push on. So playing Moseley on a Friday night as well, but I think I mentioned to you before, I think early September you'd hope the weather would be decent. That'll be a novel experience, I think, starting the season on a Friday night. But no, looking forward to those first 3 games. Clearly Bedford, as we mentioned before, are a very tough team, and we had 2 really tough encounters with them last year. Ealing are a bit of an unknown quantity. I think we'll see how they sort of fare in pre-season games, but the squad they've recruited, huge squad with lots and lots of quality throughout. So and some quality coaches as well. A couple of my old teammates down from London Irish helping out there in David Pace and George Skivington. So they got some real expertise in the coaching. Kevin Maggs obviously is doing a good job up at Moseley, and I just spent a few days with him recently, and he's fired up for that first game of the season. So look, all pre-season you look at the fixture list when they come out, and that target of certainly those first 3 games is already in the players' minds, so super focused on that.
With squads and coaches changing, is the prep for the first game of the season slightly different to during the season, where you can look back at the past few games maybe?
I think there's the scope with this amount of time without a game, takes the pressure off having to think about winning the next game. It's about developing what we do with the ball in hand or defensively, and trialling other things and being a little bit more inventive with what we do. The players' minds are a bit more open to that, and hopefully the work we do over the pre-season puts us in good stead, and then each week we're just sort of polishing what we're what we've practiced in the pre-season. So it's a great opportunity not only to get fit but work on some things. We had the forwards doing some kicking this morning, not perhaps something we do in season, just to see what they're like, and they were brilliant actually, they're really surprising, and little things like that, but pre-season is the platform for the rest of the year, and something we mentioned to the players. What we do in the next 10-week block is going to determine what we do till Christmas, I think. So very important time.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.